I would like to welcome you all to this Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament 2026. And today, at this moment, we also have some of the important personalities with us as a panel of judges. And first of all, I would like to introduce our judges one after another. First, we have with us Srimati Rosie Santam, SDO Civil, Kiphire Headquarters. You may kindly stand up on your feet and receive our token of appreciation. General Director and Founder of Stargazer Kiphire. Thank you all so much for graciously accepting our invitation. We are truly honored to have you all with us here. Let me highlight the program quickly. District level Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament 2026. Theme 50 years of emergency lessons for Indian democracy. Organized by ZisajiPresidencyCollege, Kiphire, Nagaland. Date 25th February 2026. Leader Sri M. Lawan Panyak, Program Officer NSS Unit ZPC Kiphire. Program sequence: inaugural ceremony and lamp lighting by Srimati Rosie Santam, SDO Civil, Kiphire Headquarters, followed by national song, followed by welcome address by Dr. Purna Chandra Mishra, Vice Principal, ZisajiPresidencyCollege. Next we have keynote address by Dr. Kyobendang, Principal of ZisajiPresidencyCollege, followed by a short speech by our Sir Kishore Dalum, District Youth Officer, my Bharat Kiphire, and followed by speech by the participants. Next, closing remark by Sri Gagan Chandra Mishra, Associate Professor at ZPC. And lastly, national anthem, and that will be the closing of our program.
Today we are all set to celebrate Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament 2026, where we are going to create the new dynamic leaders. That is our objective. Here we are giving you the opportunity for the youth leaders to come up, to share your views, to share your opinion, thoughts towards the leadership and governance of our country. As we are progressing, the whole country is progressing, all of you, our students, you must be aware of that. Here, the participatory governance plays a key role for the developmental journey of our country, for the growth and progress of our country. So, through this Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament, we have kept speech competition for all the participants. So we believe that all our students, the participants, will enjoy it a lot. And through this competition, you will keep your opinion, you will keep your views regarding the future pathway of our country. And here our objective is that let everybody, let the youth participate in the governance. And through this parliament, the government of India tries to bridge the gap between the youths and the dynamic leadership of the country, the nation, of our nation. So that is the true objective of this Viksit Bharat Parliament. And to achieve this objective, the whole country is celebrating Viksit Bharat Parliament. Everywhere in every district of our country, this festival.
Basically, whatever comes to my mind. When we say emergency, emergencies are a situation where you require an urgent attention. Maybe for a reason of your safety and security in threat, and therefore you have to meet such situation with anything that is available in your hand. Normally speaking, constitutionally speaking, these are extraordinary situations. And when we say constitution, this is basically the very framework that brought society into civilization.
Kiphire is the first district in Nagaland to conduct Viksit Youth Parliament. So we should be proud. Thank you so much, Zisaji.
I want you to imagine waking up one morning to find the voice of the people silenced, the press muzzled, and the fundamental rights suspended, not by a foreign invader, but by our own elected government. This is not a story, a batch from a fictional story, but this was India 1975. The 25th June 2025 has marked the 50th anniversary of emergency, perhaps the darkest history in our political history. The emergency of 1975, which was imposed by the dead Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and today the nation mourns for the murder of democracy. Speaker Sir, their citizens, the crores of Indians who had trusted in the democracy, has felt that they were living in a parallel India, which is totally opposite.
One of the most disturbing lessons was the misuse of constitutional provisions. The very constitution, which was meant to protect the citizens, was used to suppress the citizens. This reminds us that the law itself cannot protect its democracy, but it's the spirit of accountability and veracity that protects itself. Now, let us take a look on the lessons of Indian democracy. Firstly, freedom must not be taken for granted. Secondly, institutions must remain independent, whether it is the judiciary, the press, or the constitution. Thirdly, citizens must be self-aware and courageous. The emergency is one of the darkest history in the journey of Indian Constitution. After 50 years, the message is clear.
Defining chapters of Indian history, that is the emergency of 1975, I rise in strong support of the motion that the emergency of 1975, though as a relentless and essential and
Against the darkest spirit in the history of Indian democracy. The emergency declared in 1975 by then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, under Article 352 of the Constitution of India. On the 5th June 1975, democracy was put on hold. Fundamental rights were suspended. Freedom of speech and expression was curbed. Thousands of political leaders, activists, and even journalists were arrested without any trial. The press was also censored and citizens lived in fear. The very constitution that was meant to protect the
50 years of the emergency is not just a topic, but it is a reminder. For instance, let us ponder this for a second. You wake up and suddenly freedom has no sound. People cannot speak freely. Newspaper cannot print through. Leaders are arrested and rights disappear like they never existed before. It lasted for 21 months when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared national emergency under Article 352 of the Constitution on 25th June 1975. Historians called it as the largest constitutional phase. So here, what are the lessons to be learned for you and I are the so-called leaders of tomorrow? Firstly, democracy demands constant vigilance. Chairperson Narayan said, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. We must never take our freedoms for granted. Secondly, freedom of expression is the backbone of democracy. As Ram Nath pointed out,
Indira Gandhi was the period when our democracy witnessed one of its darkest phase. We say 1975 emergency is a lesson for Indian democracy, but above all, it is a lesson to humanity. Yes, it is a lesson to humanity, a lesson to all societies, a lesson to all nations, a lesson to all individuals. What power without restraint can do to human life and human dignity. Fundamental rights were suspended. Article 19, right to freedom, was suspended. To be very specific, around 36,000 people, including the opposition leaders, were arbitrarily arrested under the Maintenance of Internal Security Act, MISA Act 1971. And in total, it was more than 1 lakh citizens who were arbitrarily arrested. The media is considered the fourth pillar of Indian democracy. But when the newspapers...
The 50 years of the emergency that took place from 1975 to 1977 is regarded as the darkest period of the country of India. It is considered as the darkest period because the government under the leadership of Indira Gandhi, led by Congress, misused the power and abused the power by seizing the rights of the citizens. The emergency lasted for 21 months. During this 1 year and 9 months, the Indian citizens suffered at the hands of the ruling government, which was overpowered, where the democratic safeguards were weakened and limited. During this crisis, people have no rights to question to the concerned government why their rights have been deprived from them. The government was against those...
A state of emergency was declared by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, whereby the fundamental rights were suspended, press freedom were restricted, and opposition leaders, including Jayaprakash Narayan, were arrested. For 21 months, silence filled the streets and voices were muted. But history does not remember not only the silence, but it remembers also the awakening it created. Democracy was constrained, but it did not destroy or collapse. And that is the lesson. In 1977, the people of India restored democracy, not with guns, not with violence, not with anger, but with ballot boxes in their hands. Democracy won, courage spoke, and fear it faded away.
On 25th June 1975, a national emergency was declared, and it lasted for 21 months until 21st March 1977. This period is remembered as one of the darkest periods in the history of Indian democracy. Why is it darkest period? Firstly, it is because during the emergency, many basic rights of citizens were suspended, and we all know that democracy is built on freedom, rights, and the voice of the people. But during the period of emergency, these basic values were taken away, and as a result, citizens lost their freedom of speech and expression. Secondly, a free press was controlled. Newspapers were put under strict censorship, and nothing could be published without government approval. This meant that the truth was hidden from the people.
Today I stand here to speak on national emergency lesson for Indian democracy. Today, as we mark 50 years of national emergency, we reflect on one of the most defining and controversial chapters in the history of Indian democracy. On the night of 25th June 1975, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared national emergency under Article 352 of our Constitution. The Constitution grants power, but it also demands restraint, and that restraint was severely tested during this period. During the 21 months that followed, fundamental rights were suspended, freedom of speech and expression.
How this period, though dark, became a turning point, people began questioning, debating, and demanding accountability. It showed us that democracy isn't just about voting, it's about participation, vigilance, and standing up for what is right. The emergency taught us that institutions like the judiciary, media, and civil societies are pillars that uphold our democracy. When they function independently and fearlessly, democracy thrives. But when they don't, we see the consequences. Today, as we reflect on those 50 years, let's ask ourselves, are we doing enough to safeguard our democracy, questioning and contributing? The emergency wasn't just an event, but it was a wake-up call. The emergency declared in June 1975 is a
Revolutionaries were arrested. This period shows us that democracy can be weakened if power is misused. But it also shows us something powerful, and that is the strength of people. In 1977, citizens voted and changed the government peacefully. This proved that in India, the ultimate power lies with people. The lesson is clear: democracy can survive only when citizens stay alert and responsible. Today, as we talk about Viksit Bharat, we must remember that development is not only about economic growth. True development means protecting freedom, respecting oppositions, and strengthening institutions. As the youth of India, it is a responsibility to stay aware, participate actively, and safeguard our democracy. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Third winner, Chumangpila S. Sangtam. Fourth winner, Achala Sangtam. Last, Lamliba Sangtam. Please give them a big hand. 28 September 2025, but due to certain unavoidable circumstances, our northeastern states could not make it fruitful, and really it is interesting that today we make this process very success, because
when we had a very young, energetic principal, very young, energetic district youth officer, most energetic NSS program officer. Moreover, the jury who are present here to make this program a success within a very short period of time.